Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Shiraz Javed and today I will be presenting on GRPC, which stands for Google Remote Procedure Call. This is a modern communication framework developed by Google that is widely used in modern networking and microservices. Let's move on to introductory part. Let's first discuss what is GRPC. GRPC is a communication framework that allows a client to call a function on a remote service as if they were local. Instead of sending full HTTP requests like REST, gRPC lets services communicate using a simple function call style. This makes communication between systems faster and more efficient. At last, I've shown how pictorially how client calls a server remote server. Now, why we need gRPC? Traditional REST APIs mostly use JSON, which is text-based, larger in size and slower to process. REST also works mainly in request response style and uses HTTP 1.1, which has limitation. Modern applications like microservices and real-time system need faster communication, smaller messages, and streaming support. gRPC was created to solve these issues. Now let's move on to how gRPC works. So how does gRPC work? It uses something called protocol buffers or protobuf to structure data. Protobuf is a binary format which makes message much smaller and faster than JSON. gRPC also uses HTTP 2, which supports features like multiplexing and streaming. Another great advantage is that gRPC can automatically generate for multiple programming languages, making development easier. Now, what are protocol buffers? Protocol buffers, or protobuf, are a key part of gRPC. They are binary, compact, and very fast to serialize and deserialize. In gRPC, we define our message and services method in a .poto file. This file that generates code for language like Python, Java, C++, and Go, and many more. This makes communication strongly typed and reliable. Let's move on to communication types. Communication type. One of the most interesting feature of gRPC is the different type of communication it supports. The first is unary request response, which is a simple request response like a normal function call. The second is server streaming, where the client sends one request and the server sends multiple responses. After that, we have client streaming, where the client sends multiple messages and the server replies once. And finally, bidirectional streaming, where both client and server can send messages freely. This makes gRPC very powerful for real-time applications. Now, let's talk about the advantages of gRPC. Some major advantages of gRPC include it is very fast and efficient because of the protobuf and the HTTP 2, of course. The message size is small. It supports streaming, it supports multiple programming languages, and it can automatically generate code, which saves development time. Now let's talk about some cons of gRPC. Since it uses binary data, it is not human readable. It can be harder to use directly in browser without a gateway. And for simple public APIs, gRPC can be overkill compared to the rest. At last, we can say that talk about some uses of gRPC. Companies like Google, Netflix, and Uber use it for microservices. It is also used in chat applications, game services, IoT systems, and internal company APIs. Anywhere low latency and high performance communication is needed, gRPC is a great choice. Now, let's conclude. In conclusion, gRPC is a modern and powerful alternative to REST. It provides faster communication, smaller message sizes, and sports streaming, making it ideal for microservices and real time applications. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, I will be happy to answer in the comment sections. Thank you.